How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video on Coaster Xtra. In today's video, we are going to be operating and giving a quick review on Maelstrom at Drayton Manor, of course, on Ride Sims 2. However, this isn't just any normal simulation. This is a simulation in the beta stage of development, which means there may still be some bugs and errors. If you do notice any of those, feel free to leave those down in the description. It may help any developers if they are watching this video. Now, before we get into it though, just remember that if you enjoy, leave a like and consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. But let's get into it. Okay, so we've got to start up the ride. Now, to do this, we are going to activate the power, which is the button flashing down here. Now we're going to hold down R to reset the E-stop, and you get this very, very nice animation here. Soon the reset, yep, now it has reset the E-stop, there we go. Now we're going to set the system mode to maintenance, and we're going to turn on the swing motor and spin motor. For this ride to function, those both need to be on. Okay, now that we've done that, we can start testing the ride. So to do that, we're going to jump right into a time lapse. Okay, so we've been doing some testing and it went very, very smoothly. And because of that, we are now able to open the ride to guests. So we are going to do that right now. To do that, we have to go up to this button here and open the queue just by clicking. Now the guests will start flowing into the queue line for this attraction. Now we have to just wait for some more guests to be in the queue, and I'm going to cut to when we have some more. Okay, everyone, so now we have loads of guests in the queue and we can start operating the ride with guests on it. To do this, we have to first open the restraints using the up arrow key. And once we press the up arrow key, every restraint on the ride will slowly open up. As you can see, they are doing so on the screen now. Okay, now that they are about all open, and now they are all open, we can open the gate using the right arrow key. You can see that the gate swings open and the people start loading on. And what I find really nice about this simulator is it has a counter up the top, as you can see here. Now this shows how many people are on the ride out of how many guests can fit on the ride. And this is actually quite a useful feature if you're trying to maximise capacity, which of course real ride operators would be. Obviously, it's not as important in ride sims, but it just adds to the realism of the simulator, and it really is a nice touch, and it's so clean. And I wish some more simulators have this because this is actually a really cool feature. Anyway, though, as you can see, the guests are slowly ticking onto the ride, and you can see that so is the loaded peeps counter. It's ticking up, and when it reaches 32, which is the maximum capacity for the gyro swing, then we will close the restraints and start swinging this ride. It's nearly there, 2 more to go. Here we go. 1 left, there we go. They're all on. So to close the gates now, we're going to use the left arrow key. You can see the gate swings shut and the peep counter also goes away. Okay, now we're going to close the restraints. We're going to do that using the down arrow key. And you can see that all the restraints will slowly close down onto the guests. You can see they are doing so on the screen now. Last few, and there we go. Now we can lower the floor so that the guests' feet don't swing into it when it starts going super fast and super high. So we're going to press the enter key to lower the floor. And this does happen in real life too. Okay, now we have to press spacebar and that will start the ride. And then we can use A, D, and the left arrow and the right arrow to control stuff. A is the spin to the left. D is spin to the right. Left arrow is swing to the left. And right arrow is swing to the right. Okay, we're going to press spacebar and start spinning this thing round. That was using the A arrow key there. And now we're going to start swinging. That was the right arrow key there. And left arrow key. And you just have to time it perfectly to make it a nice swing. Like it would be in real life. And this is going to start immediately getting higher and reaching a faster speed as it does so. Now this ride is around 25 metres tall. It's quite hard to find stats on this ride actually. However, it is around 25 metres tall and approximately 45 miles per hour while it does so. Now, this is actually such a cool ride. Gyro swings do just generally look pretty cool. And I haven't actually been on an outward facing gyro swing. I have been on Vortex at Thorpe Park. And this one is where you face inwards in the seats. But an outward one, in my opinion, looks so much cooler. And I really, really want to go on one. And that is quite lucky for me, as one is actually coming to my home park, which is Poulton's Park, with their new Tornado Springs area. It's not actually manufactured by the same company. This ride is manufactured by Intamin, whereas the one coming to Tornado Springs is actually manufactured by Zamperla. However, they have got the same concept. So I just want to experience what it feels like to go on one of these gyro swing rides and go super it looks so cool. You must get such a good view. And it's not long actually for me to wait before the parks open at the time of the recording. So I'm really looking forward to going on gyro swing and I think I will really enjoy it. Now we're going to start slowing down the ride, and all you have to do there is just press the opposite arrow key to the direction that it's going, and it's going to start slowing it down. And you can see that it's not swinging anywhere near as high as it was. There it goes, it's starting to slow down. We're also going to set the spin back to 0 so that it's not spinning in the station, because that'd be pretty hard for guests to load on to that. Oh look, the spin's not at the minimum. It could be. I'm just pressing keys here. I'm not doing this quite right. I don't know why. Now I'm going there. Now it nearly stopped. There we go. Okay, it's nearly stopping in the station. There we go. The ride should power down now. And once it does, we can unload these guests. There we go. Okay, we've got to raise the floor back up so that they're not jumping into nothing. And we're going to do that using the enter key again. And we're going to open the restraints again using the up arrow key. Yeah, so this ride actually opened in 2002, which means it's almost 20 years old at the time of the recording. And this is actually therefore quite an old ride. That's actually quite a cool thing about this ride. It's quite old, but it's actually quite well known, and it is still a pinnacle ride at Drayton Manor theme park, where this ride is located. Now, this, as I mentioned earlier, is a simulator in beta, which means there still may be some bugs and errors that the developers need to fix. So, as I said, if you notice any of those, please leave them down in the comments, because if any developers are watching this, that may really help them to improve ride sims for the better. Now, I'm not saying that anyone is going to be watching, but if they are, I'm sure any help would be appreciated. So thank you for that. If you do leave a comment. Now, this is actually one of my favourite rides to operate on Ride Sims 2. This is honestly one of the funnest experiences I've had operating one of their rides. Now, we're just going to close the gates and set it to auto so that we can, well, we'll set it to auto using, there we go. Now it's set to auto, and that means we don't have to do any of the swing control while I'm speaking about the review. Okay, so now that we've done that and everything, we can lower the floor like we've done earlier, and now the ride will do it for us. I'm not now doing anything. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, this is one of my favourite simulators to operate. It is so fun. Like, just the way that you can control the swing and the spin, it's really fun. It is an easy simulation, but that doesn't mean it's bad by any means at all. This is really fun to operate, and I haven't noticed any major bugs or errors. The only things that I have noticed is as it is spinning, because it is quite 3D, there are a few little visual glitches, but this is not a major problem in the large scheme of things. I get that it is probably quite hard to do this, considering it's a simple thing. It's not a super realistic, hyper graphics, major simulation game. No, this is a simple game. And it doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't at all. There's just a few little visual glitches as it spins. Another error that I noticed is that when you press spacebar, you have to perform an action pretty quickly or else the ride will time out. It takes about 2 seconds for it to time out. And I feel like this may not be quite long enough for any beginners that are new to the game and just need a little more time. Other than that, however, this is honestly one of my favourite simulations on Ride Sims 2. I enjoyed playing this simulator loads while recording. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for watching my review of the ride. We are now going to call that the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing. It really does help me out a ton. Also, join my Discord. It's the first link in the description. But without any further ado, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.